Good morning. You're in the right place. You're in the right place for pages. Good morning. Hiya. Hello. Who's on today? Who's on today? Let me know. How are you doing? Thursday morning pages, we go shorter. We go shorter and we convince our little child inside it's okay. You can do just the 10 minutes. That'd be great. Thanks very much. And we convince her that that's enough. On Fridays we turn up and we satisfy the shoulds and the demands and the ego. And I always think kind of ego is important. It's not a bad thing. Ego helps us in lots of ways, but it doesn't help us when we're trying to solve a problem, especially if it's a small, private, quiet problem that we don't want to share with anyone else. You know, ego just wants to keep us safe. Ego just wants to, shh, it's okay, don't cry. And I get that. Thanks, ego, but no thanks. So, ego, you can go and park yourself today. You can park yourself today, please, because I just need to connect a little bit with myself and my deepest, darkests. Yeah? Deepest, darkests that look like that. And they're finished off, and then you do some maths, and then the important thing is to really not be precious about the contents and not be precious about the process. Does that make sense? Once we become precious about the contents and the process, we become like all the other people. And we are not all the other people. We are ourselves. We're on this path pretty much alone. We're parallel to other artists. Other artists are working with us. Other creatives are working with us. But by and large, we're on our own. We're leaving other people behind. We're leaving loved ones. And they are loved. And they love us as well. We're leaving them on the outside a little bit. For our own sake, for our own self-care. And we're minding ourselves first. So that we can go back out and be the things that they need and want us to be. Does that make sense? Hope so. Let's see who we have on. We have Eva. Good morning, Eva. Hello. Thanks so much for all your lovely comments. Eva, you were so supportive on all of the morning pages lives that I've been doing so far. And you're right about the 50 subscribers. For some reason, don't ask me why, YouTube is still not letting us go and deliver things live. But we've been at this jiggery pokery workaround, lots of different devices and lots of different interfaces for about 2 weeks now, and we think we have it down. Apart from the moving lens, which is irritating, and we can't work around that for some reason. So what I'm going to do is just stay really still. We just have to jump through some kind of hoops, but YouTube isn't telling us what those hoops are. So, c'est la vie. But thank you for all of your hard work on telling people about this channel, on telling people about our message, about what we're trying to bring out to the world. Just keep doing it. Maybe I'll read YouTube's minds one of these days, Yeah, you get that, Secretessin, don't you? Secretessin says, I don't know why the advisorings are showing up half an hour earlier, as it used to do with other things. I have pre-numeration on. Okay. Is that like notifications? So, yeah, this is all new to me. God, I wish it was more straightforward. But I suppose at this stage now we have a bit of a habit, and I'll be here, and I know you'll be here, and by and large we just get by. That's what we have to do at the start of everything. There's always a messy middle in everything. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been creating, writing for 15, 20 years, and the messy middles are painful but necessary. And I think they make us grow. I think they strengthen us a little bit. I take little comfort from that. I really do. I just think that's a crock, actually. I think it's true, but I don't want to accept it or, have a part of it at all. Caroline, good morning. How are you? Great to see you. Thanks for always tuning into this. So I talk about how pages bring clarity and sanctity to some of the things that we're thinking, and I do talk about the people outside and the people inside and stuff like that. I'm not really excluding. I don't mean to exclude anyone. What I'm saying is this is a really private process, and in order for it to be successful, we have to kind of close ourselves off a little bit to friends and family, and just say, look, this is important, because I've gone to people in my life and say, oh, I do this, I do journaling, I do morning pages, and there's this thing called the artist's way and blah blah blah. And what I've learned is you can tell the horse about the water, and you can lead the horse to the water, and you can show the horse the path, and it's a lovely path, isn't it? It's a lovely smooth path. Oh, let's go for a walk down here. And guess what? When that horse gets to the water, can you make him drink? We can't. We can't always make him drink, And then we start to feel resentful. Oh, I showed you the path. The water's lovely. I enjoy the water. And I've done that so many times. I suppose it's gotten me nowhere, basically, and I just want to lean down and drink for myself. But I bring this to the masses to say, whoever wants to come down the road, here's the path. I'm going there anyway. I'm going for a little sip of the water. And it is literally a sip. It's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes and it's daily. When my kids were really small, I had to do it that way. I just had to work quick, be honest, be as frank as I could, and just let it all out, And I didn't aim for, in my head I aimed for morning pages, but mornings might have started at 5 a.m. to someone crying, or someone needing me at an ungodly hour. I have tried saying, oh, I'm doing my words, but it's life, and it's more stressful to sit there and try and push through and say, I'm not interrupting this for anyone, even, someone who's as small as you. It didn't make sense to me. Then there was times when I could take those early mornings. But the guilt and the shame and the shoulds just decimated me. It took a person with low self-esteem and a lot of ups and downs and trauma, whatever other word you want to use, and made those cuts even deeper, instead of healing. That wasn't adding up to me. It just wasn't adding up. So it meant sometimes walking around with a bit of a notepad in my hip pocket, and when things occurred to me, when flashes of anger occurred to me, I had the paper there. I wasn't going to let it out on top of a child, on top of a spouse, on top of someone whose fault it wasn't. I was able to put it on paper. And half of the battle starts with awareness. Half of the battle starts with, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. And noticing, oh, it's frustration. Oh, it's not. It's just disappointment. Or it's frustration. Oh no, it's stronger than that. It's irritation. No, it's stronger than irritation. It's anger. That word, that word. Are we allowed to say that? Are we allowed to think that, feel it? So having a safe place for that to go down was really, really vital, you know. Having a safe place for that was vital because anger is normal, it's healthy, and it's that vital messenger. It says there is something the matter, something needs to be changed, and sometimes that's just, you know, I need to be heard. I need to change one tiny thing. It could be a mindset thing, it could be your socks, it could be something really, really tired. Maybe you're hungry or tired, you know. Have you eaten today? You know. So paying attention to the messages is half the battle. Noticing it and having the wherewithal and the courage to call it what it is. It's disappointment, it's anger, it's whatever. It's wrath, it's rage. Get out your rage. Right, so I think we just have, we have 4 people on today. That's great. Listen, let's get started on pages. Tomorrow we're doing our longer format where we sit with a timer for 45 minutes and we aim for that fabled 3 pages of that size of writing. And we do it together. We do it with a timer, and I like using time because A, we can't control time. And what happens in 45 minutes is what happens in 45 minutes. And there's great freedom in that, you know. It means that if you get to 2.5 pages, good on you. If you get to 5.5 pages, good on you. If you get to the fabled 3, it's just a number. It's just a number. The fact is that we are together for 45 minutes and we are communing in order for our privacy to have space. Some kind of an oxymoron there, I don't know, or paradox, I don't know. It just works. All I know is it works. So I start that at 10 o'clock Dublin time and strictly talk for about 4 or 5 minutes and then we're on because people have things to do and you want a little bit of regularity and a little bit of structure to know that this is always going to happen on your Fridays, you know. And I love going long every once in a while, and I do it frequently myself anyway, not in public, not on the internet. So let's make a start. A great tip that I've used all the time is, especially if you're sitting beside a window like I am, if you're stuck for something to say or start with, it's often that there's something very troubling going on and we're just gently pushing it away and go, no, not today. No, not today, thank you. I don't want to face this. I've got enough going on. And often that's the reason why we struggle to start writing. So my tip for that is to either look out the window and describe what you're seeing. Those branches are very thin. Those branches are very brown. They are swaying. State the facts. You know, if you don't have a window beside you, you would tune into how your body is feeling. This seat is very small. I feel cold. And tune into the senses. Does that make sense? And in time, and you might talk about the seat for half a page, but in time comes the trust and the safety. And our inner child goes, I can say what's on my mind now. I can bring it up. I'm in safety. Does that make sense? So let's make a start. We are 10 minutes in, okay? And then we do our 1 minute. I think we might push it to 2 minutes because 1 minute's just not enough, you know? Let's see. 10 minutes starts now. Off we go. Sorry, I just need to get this out. Just need to get this out. Yeah, all right. Our 10 minutes of writing is done. Let's do our 1 minute review. Okay, starting now. Wow, that flies. Holy God. That minute just flies. I don't know. Are we doing it right? We're doing it wrong. We're just doing it. That's all. We're just doing it, aren't we? Whew. Yeah. Sit for a minute with me, if you don't mind. Sit with me a minute. Brain is tired. Sit with whatever your pages have brought up. What the review has told you. What it might have highlighted. Sometimes we don't like what it highlights, you know. Letting it be. Letting it just sit there and exist for a little while. Breathe through that. Know that you're safe right now. Know that you're safe right now. Okay, we're going to do our 3 deep breaths. If you want to stay on and talk, I can talk. Tell you a little bit about tips and tricks around morning pages. If you need to cry off, that's okay. Helga may be on. I think she's busy these days, but if Helga or anyone else is wanting to stay on and keep writing, sometimes we feel that urge, that's okay as well. So for now, we do our 3 deep breaths, and then you're free to go, or you can stay on for five minutes or so. It's all good. All right. Fill your lungs for 4, in through the nose, hold it for 3, 4, and out. In through the nose, fill your lungs, hold it, releasing all that tension, all that anxiety, self-consciousness. In for 4, hold it, and out audibly if you like. Releasing all that tension, releasing all of the self-consciousness, smiling through the discomfort, saying, I see your discomfort, I see your fear, I see your anger, I see your wrath, I see you. You're safe here. You're allowed out. You're allowed out for 10 minutes on the page. See, I told you. I told you could trust me. I told you there was safety. And I told you that we'd talk. That's what we're letting out. That's what we're letting out on paper here. We're giving space to the difficult things. We're giving space to the shame. We're giving time and attention to the fears and the terrors, the worries. Am I enough? Am I doing this right? Whatever the fear is, you know. Secretessin, you're still on. I love the wee emojis. I love the wee emojis. Eva, just keep them coming. They're lovely. Hopefully this is bringing you some help. I was halfway through my pages. So pages, as you know, are kept secret, kept private. You don't share them. You don't read them out. You generally don't show them. I know now and then someone, there's a couple of people on the Facebook group who go and photograph them. And I anytime I photograph them, it's just like snippets that you cannot figure out what the heck I'm talking about. Anyway, but I remember my facilitator taught me this technique, and I'll share it with you now. It's helped me through some of the really more difficult times of healing and those difficult times of acknowledgement, you know. And I've probably said it to you before, but it's worth saying it again that when we either hit a block or when we're so tired of ourselves and tired of thinking about a situation, let's say, tired of feeling rubbish about a particular thing. And it's taught in meditation as well, this notion of, let's say, focusing on the breath, in our case, focusing on writing words, focusing on getting a stream of consciousness down, and by the same token, turning off that focus. So in meditation, they say, now think about, let your mind go free. Don't focus on that feeling on your nostrils of the air moving in and out. Let your mind think about whatever it wants to think about. And we use that technique, or we can use that technique on the pages as well. And how I describe it is to make something into a swirly, keeping the pen moving across on the paper, and that's probably the best one I have yet. That's my brain. That's me telling my brain, you can stop doing your pages now. You can stop having to think through this particular problem. You can just relax and let your brain and your hand do nothing. My hand is still moving. Okay, that's vital. It's vital to keep the connection going. Okay, so that's why I say a nice free-flowing pen and keep the hand moving. And that was a piece of advice that was given to me by my lovely facilitator, Anne MacDonald. Fabulous writer, and she's doing Right Time with Fingal Libraries, if anyone is in North County Dublin. And what she would have had us do is swirl, because that doesn't require nib to come off. It doesn't require thinking. It's giving permission to the mind to take a break, to take a breather, walk away for a second without really walking away. We do that in meditation all the time, and there's great value in it because there's no expectation on the mind. There's no expectation on your pages, you know, and you're still keeping the connection. And in time, what happens is that the swirl, your brain kind of gets tired. It kind of gets a bit bored of, oh, I've had enough of that turning off. Now I want to think about something else. And another thought comes into our head. And those thoughts coming into our head is the most normal, natural thing. And we're encouraged to sometimes let it happen. And we're also encouraged sometimes to stop it from happening. Focus on your breath. Focus on the words. Let's start the timer. That kind of thing. So with the focus turned on and off, we gain control of that knob, of that dial. We gain control of our hearts and our heads because we know that it's allowed to stop focusing. It's allowed to finish after 10 minutes. That's permitted. That's allowed. Does that make sense? Let me know on the chat if you have anything in particular that you want to talk about. But I suppose I just wanted to mention to you that technique of allowing your brain to, especially when you feel that your brain is just tired or you're sick of talking about this one particular thing that you're dealing with or you're processing on your pages. It does us the world of good to just allow a little bit of a switch off. You know, it's like a dial on a radio. If you it gets knocked slightly, it's out for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then we retune. You know, those are all things that we're trying to encourage and permit. What else? Yeah, so just kind of tuning in, and that's what this whole exercise is about. Tuning into ourselves and tuning out of life a little bit, for a little while anyway. Guys, I'm going to let you go. Things on the chat are kind of quiet, and sure, I'm only talking to myself. Tomorrow we're doing the usual 3:45. That's 10 a.m. Dublin time, okay? And we give people a minute or two to get in. At about 5 past the hour, then I say, okay, timer's going to start. And at 6 past the hour, we start our timer, or rather I start a timer for you. I start a timer for 45 minutes. And last week went great, actually. I was able to, I think I said to you guys, oh, it's 15 minutes, it's 30 minutes, our time is up, at those kind of intervals. And I was able to just keep going, you know. Tomorrow I might try not announcing the times. I'm just going to see, does that make any difference? What I find is at the end, you tend to hit your 3 pages well before the 45 minutes. Sometimes it's 35 minutes, sometimes it's 42. And those few minutes after you've, you know, let's say if you've got this goal of three pages, we can't stop our brain from saying, oh, you hit the 3 pages. Oh, look, you're turning the page again. Oh, you're filling a new one. You know, this is page number 4. And I would encourage you to put that down and say, oh, yay, here I am at 4. Or, oh, you know, I just feel the urge to keep going. Whatever comes to your head when you hit that 3, put it down. Put it down. There's value in that, okay? What I would bring your attention to is the bit at the end. Let's say you have 3 minutes where part of your brain is saying, look, we've hit the 3 minutes, you can stop now. There's really no need to, you've hit the 3 pages, there's no need to keep going. Okay, what's the point? What's the point? Pay attention to the what's the point voice, okay? What's the point wants us to get back to the rest of our day. It feels quite uneasy. It actively dislikes this quiet. It actively dislikes this remaining 3 minutes. Those 3 minutes, it's telling you, is far better spent you tuning out and going doing something else. Okay, pay attention to that. What's the point voice? It is, I suppose, it's a little bit of ego, but it's a part of us, and it needs to be heard as well. It needs to be seen and paid attention to. And you might use that opportunity to have a wee chat with it, to let it have its say. Might be a bit of a rant and a rave. Go for it. Let loose with what's the point. what I would suggest is don't get pulled into an argument with it, where you're trying to explain yourself to it. Sometimes they just need a bit of a rant and a rave, you know. Does that make sense? Caroline, thanks. We will see you tomorrow. And Eva, we will also see you tomorrow. I don't know who else is on. There's a couple of other people on, but I don't know who you are. It could be Lila, actually, because I know, Lila, you were having some difficulties signing in. Whoever you are, thank you for coming. We will see you tomorrow. And yeah, those last few minutes, especially of the longer formats. But sure, look, I'll flag that with you tomorrow. All right, have a great day, and don't work too hard. Have a happy Thursday. We are celebrating a big birthday in this house, so everybody's got the day off school. Don't tell the teacher. Don't tell the teacher, okay? And I am going to go out into this beautiful autumnal day. It's not winter here. I know it's November on the calendar, but there is no sign of winter here in Dublin. So for better or worse, I'm going out. All right, have a great day, guys. Thanks for everything, and I will see you very soon. Hasta luego.